let's get into it. Debunking the critics on a repeat forum. Now, I welcome criticism, all right? I think criticisms are fantastic, and if you want to debate me, live debate on YouTube, podcasts, etc., then anyone can do that as long as you actually have a real account, and we can also critique you, your physique, etc. Let's just do a physique update. The date today is Wednesday, 25th of January, 2023. We're in Adelaide, Australia. And let me do, I'll show you, because you can see my face is lean, but maybe I've got a big fat pot belly from all those simple sugars. Let's have a look, see. Let's have a look at the Durianrider physique. People are like, put a shirt on, mate. Put a shirt on. Here we go. Can we see the camera here? Can we see? Oh, we lean? We still lean? Yes, we're still lean, aren't we? We're still lean. We don't have a lean face and a pot belly from the simple carbohydrates. Oh my God! If people only understood the truth of weight loss, people have never travelled, you know, or they go to India or Asia, and they just stay in the tourist areas where there are other fat people, and just because you're fat doesn't make you a bad person. And by fat, I mean fat as in like you've got health issues because of your overweightness, and we're trying to help you with that. Okay, trying to help you with that. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Someone posted a picture. A link to the video we did recently with Ryan. Fantastic, go check that out. So now we're going to talk about, some people are going to share their comments and criticisms about me. Let's see how accurate they are. And let's clear up the confusion, right? The biggest thing is when, you know, people often, they do criticisms of me and they purposely lie, right, to try and make me look bad or blah blah blah. Durianrider's a rapist. He's a pedo. He's whatever. You know, just absolute bullshit claims with no proof. You know, and I welcome these people on my podcast, and it's always crickets. All right, I'm like, I come on the podcast and bring you proof. You make an pretty crazy claim. That's got to take some crazy proof there. Okay, anyone can say anything about anyone on the internet. Bring your proof. Anyway. So we're going to talk about here. This guy says, Durianrider began as a raw food vegan. Actually, I began as a vegan. But for the last 7 years, he's been promoting fresh fruit, cooked rice, and table sugar. Very low fat on 10 grams a day. That's part's true. But what date is this? This is October 2022, last 7 years. Now, I've been promoting cooked rice, starches since 2010 on YouTube. So, what's that? 12, 13 years. Okay, so almost 7 years. No, it's 13 years. The other part's correct. Very low fat, under 10 grams a day, yep. I don't believe in calories out, weight loss. Yes, correct. He says you eat as many carbs as you can, but avoid fat, as the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Yeah, not true. He says that you should eat as many carbs as you can. Well, if someone put a gun to my head, I'm sure I could eat, you know, 7 kilos of rice today and go to a hospital with an exploded stomach. No, eat as many carbs as you desire. That's the truth. But avoid fat? No, because you can't avoid fat. Because if you eat bananas, there's fat in bananas. We're being objective here with the advice. Because the more objective you are about something, what does objective mean? Firstly, objective is, this is an iPhone 6s. It's 128. Actually, this one's like 66 gig or whatever space on it. Okay, iPhone 6s Plus, big screen. That's objective, like descriptive, accurate. Okay, subjective is, this is a phone. What sort of phone, you know? So this person is being semi-objective and semi-subjective. And when we're being subjective, that's where the confusion lays. Like, yeah, being subjective makes my nose itchy. So you can't avoid fat. You can eat. But you can eat under 10 grams of fat a day. So, as the fat you eat is the fat you wear, correct. He points out that traditional Asian African diets produce lean populations, correct. But the introduction of processed foods, not even processed foods. I mean, processed food doesn't, I eat processed food every day. Most of my meals are processed. Processed food doesn't mean anything. It's the macros that matter. But with vegetable oils, correct. Animal fats, correct. Have started to fatten other people, correct. He occasionally equates Walter, I can't even talk. He occasionally quotes Walter Kempner's rice diet studies as proof that a diet of sugar starch without fat reverses obesity and lifestyle onset diabetes. Correct. Minimal fat, all right, with fat restriction, okay, because there's fat in rice. There's fat in fruit juice, okay? We should put in here minimal fat, under 10 grams a day, to be objective. He is also into prescribed testosterone and other bodybuilding steroids. Yes, no. I don't promote these things. I use these things out of personal experimentation. I use these things in terms of journalism. But I don't. These testosterone, exogenous testosterone, and other anabolic steroids are not part of my protocols, because most people who do my protocols are looking to lose weight. Steroids, anabolic steroids, make you gain weight. That's why I'm 79 kilos today versus 60 kilos like I used to be. Okay, so anabolic steroids aren't part of my protocol. Okay, he's still vegan, but supplements B12 and pea protein. Yes, true. I'll always be vegan. Vegan for me it just makes sense. I don't supplement B12 because I'm a vegan. Actually, I don't even take B12 much these days because my hemoglobin is so high from the testosterone, etc. And pea protein, I don't supplement that as like, the word supplement to me is like, well, you don't eat meat, so you've got to take some protein supplements and some B12, don't you? What do you supplement with if you don't eat meat? And I don't supplement with anything. I don't take any supplements. Now I take supplements. Which sounds like total contradiction what I just said, but I don't. A supplement is like, means you're deficient in something, you're devoid of something, because for whatever reason. Okay, I was into B12 supplements a lot, injections I should say, not B12 supplements, B12 injections. I was into them a lot, and I still promote them for people who want to boost their hemoglobin, regardless of their dietary choice. There is no supplements that you need because of your vegan diet. Because you're a vegan, you don't need to take any supplements. Okay, if you want to be an athlete, your fittest athlete self though, then yes, B12 injections can assist with boosting hemoglobin. In terms of pea protein, yes, I do take protein powders to increase my body weight. Okay, because my goal, getting the words mixed up here. My goal is weight gain, mass at this point. Okay, this is part of my experimentation. But that's not part of my protocol, because again, my protocol is focused on weight loss. I don't even do my protocols. Okay, if I did, I'd still be 60 kilos. You know, yeah, professional cyclists I coach, they do my protocols. Some very, very big names. Okay, because they need to be 60 kilos at 6 foot for their job. I don't. Pigeons here. Alright, so this question here, then someone responded, I wonder if the B12 is to enable the conversion of beta. Then you get these people, especially on the Ray Pete forum, who just have all these like little, I mean, you need to have photos of these people, fitness test these people before you really listen to what they're saying. Okay? So it's just some person who's talking about vitamin A, blah, blah, blah. You know, did you find the, anyways, this whole vitamin A retinol, that's another topic. We'll keep on the criticism of me. Many old men have big protruding bellies, men and women. Many young men have big protruding bellies. Not old, many men in the West. And people eat high-fat diet, get a big protruding belly eventually. What interests me is Durianrider's claims that high carb, low protein, and very low fat can get rid of this. This is true, bro. If you, Richie Boogie, if you ate like me, bro, you would be freaking... No, so. If you did my protocols, bro, you would have ripped abs like me. And I'm not even trying to get ripped abs, alright? I'm not even trying to get ripped abs. I don't even train my abs consistently. You know, like, I do some sit-ups like every few months or something, okay? This action may be reducing fat intake and reducing fat storage. Yes, not may, bro. Definitely. You know, and lowering insulin. Yeah? It's definitely from lowering insulin. Okay. But this is what the thing is. Lowering insulin means the carbs are not turning into fat. So let's go and eat fatty foods then. So people demonize carbs because carbs turn to fat. And then they go and eat fat instead. And you ask them why they're doing that. So if carbs are bad, so tell me why carbs are bad. Well, carbs are bad because they turn to fat. And body fat is not something I'm trying to increase. Okay, so why are you eating fat then? Because fat is turned into muscle. I'm become muscular and lean on a bacon and egg diet. Yes. You know what I mean? That's literally what they're thinking is going to happen. You know, like, and people are like, well, hang on, how come there's people out there like Carnivore MD who are lean and muscular like you? Well, Carnivore MD isn't a carnivore. You know, he smashes in the sugars, okay? And before he even got on his carnivore diet, he's already... fruit's not carnivore. Last time I checked, fruit and sugar and honey are not meat. You know? What sort of animal is a peach? He was lean and fit before he jumped onto his dietary wagon, etc. Alright? So, and he uses steroids. He smashes the stimulants, alright? And he lies about it. So when Omnivore MD lies about his steroid usage, I'm like, what else does he lie about? Alright? He says, I don't use any steroids. I don't use steroids. You do, bro. Alright? It doesn't make you a bad person, but lying about it, in my opinion, very fucking poor integrity. As an influencer. Now, I get it why Olympic athletes lie about steroids, because, yeah, they're going to get banned from their sport. I get it. But as influencers, man, if you're out there to really help people with their health fitness journey, and you're lying about steroids as an influencer, you're a piece of bucket of shit. You are. You're a fraud, man. You're a sociopathic narcissist. A lot of things come out about Durianrider in terms of it actually restricts calories. So, you know, like this, so is this RPD, you know, like just some random thing. A lot of things has come out about Durianrider in terms of he actually restricts calories. Proof? What next? Justin Bieber raped your dog and stole your freaking ZZ shoes or whatever they're called? You know, like, just anyone say anything. Restrict my calories. Restrict my fat intake. So yeah, it's partly true. And why do I restrict my fat intake? Because I'm sedentary. I sit in these chairs 10, 12 hours a day, okay? I don't do enough exercise to burn off the amount of fat in my food if I was eating that stuff. So I've got to be very disciplined with fat intake. All right, here we go here. We got a picture here. May or may not be this person. Oh, they look overweight. They look quite overweight. Their arms look bigger than my legs. Okay. And that, for me, is concern for her health. Alright, so Jennifer, probably not a real name, maybe not a real picture, but either way, we have someone called Jennifer, and her arms are bigger than my legs. Okay. I was part of Harley and Leanne's forum 30 bananas a day when it was still in its infancy, and it was during that time my spine collapsed from advanced osteoporosis. I'm laughing here because that's such bullshit. If your spine collapses, you are quadriplegic. You're done. But there's no mention of quadriplegia. Okay? And she's trying to imply that because she's on the forum and eating fruits and vegetables, that her spine collapsed from osteoporosis. Like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, how fucking much bullshit is that? Okay? Why hasn't my spine collapsed? I got driven headfirst into the concrete by my stalker guy, friend. You know, and I got some spinal damage from that, but my spine didn't collapse. And the doctors said, and even the police said, mate, you must be a strong motherfucker to still be not in a wheelchair. They saw the CCTV footage, and they said, you are lucky to be alive, my friend. You got slammed, attacked from behind, slammed head first into the concrete. Okay, I had zero time to defend myself or just zero, just nada. So luckily, I was in good shape, good condition. So that was in 2020. So that's like, 19 years on my high carb, low fat thing. I got slammed head first from a height from probably about 6 foot up. Boom, picked up, body slammed, head first into the concrete. Okay. My spine didn't collapse. Yes, I got some damage from it, some compression of the discs, some herniations that still affect me today, but my spine didn't collapse. Okay, so then if what she's trying to imply that fruit and vegetable diet, high carb, low fat causes spinal osteoporosis, and it's going to collapse your spine, absolute bullshit. Okay. Anyway, I spent two decades on the low fat, low protein, fruit based community. Hang on, it's 2 decades. How old? What? Hang on. So this person was in their 20s, yet they spent 2 decades. I'm calling bullshit on that one. So straight away, when did you start? When did you read Doug Graham's book? That came out in 2007. All right. So if you spent 2 decades on that, that's 2007. We're in, what are we? 2023. It's not even 20 years yet. Okay, so you already get caught out on lying for that one. Okay. There was even a forum dedicated to the harm the pair's ex-followers had suffered. Yeah, it's called 30bananas-a-day-sucks.com. And it was a forum put out by this guy who did gay porn. And he would scam people for money. I won't bring his name up because he has deleted all his stuff about me. So there's no need to bring it up. But this, and when I say this guy was put in prison, all right, for doing a telly scam or hacking people's phones. He was literally put in prison, all right. And this wasn't like me just talking smack about someone. This dude, he had gay porn going on there, and hey, well, I mean, that's not a crime, is it? As long as it's consensual. But I'm just saying, all right, just saying that, you know, and he had a wife and kid, and it was just a big shit show. But anyway, when he got busted, when he got put in prison, you know, and people knew about it and his gay porn stuff, his site went down. Okay. And if you've been in the scene long enough, you will know who I'm talking about. And his name was Sean. We won't mention his last name. And you will remember that website. And you remember the drama that happens on that stuff about how he's scamming people and got put in prison, etc. Okay. But anyway, in the past, forgive and forget. It's all good. Alright, so... And it was just full of just random trolls talking all sorts of shit. You know, my spine collapsed. I fucking... You know, I end up in the mental ward or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, I started smoking crack because I was eating bananas. Bananas turned me into a crack addict. People just come up with more and more bullshit. The amount of harm those two in particular have caused and never been held accountable for is terrible. But I take comfort in knowing how many ex-vegans they've created and how it's led to more awareness of pasture-based farming. Well, baby, you've been put out to pasture. Your arm is bigger than my quad. All right? I'm not sure how many women out there are looking to get arms bigger than a man's quadriceps, but I'm sure there's a market for that, maybe somewhere. I don't know. Personally, I prefer women with skinny arms, slim, feminine arms. That's just my personal preference. Doesn't make it right or wrong. That's just my personal preference. Most guys out there prefer women have arms smaller than the guy's legs. Just saying. So straight away, your credibility for giving health advice ain't gonna take it. The main people that the diet attracted were those with a history. And people are like, Harley, you're being such an asshole right now. I'm just being honest, man. I'm just being fucking real. My goal is to help people, all right? So if I'm an asshole to you, cool. But just bottom line, we're here to help people. We're here, and I'm also here to point out fraudulent bullshit, all right? Eating fruits and vegetables won't cause your spine to collapse and put you as a quadriplegic. If your spine collapses, then you are quadriplegic because you have such stenosis of your spine. You won't be able to type. How is this person even typing? Maybe they're doing a voice over thing. You know, collapsed spine. Fucking hell, you know what I mean? These are sort of the women out there. If you touch them on the shoulder, they call rapist. Oh my God, he tried to rape me. He touched me on the shoulder. Yes, he was just asking for directions, but I think he was asking for directions to drag me back to his house and rape me. He's a rapist. You know. You know, but again, people who read this stuff just go, oh wow, you become a quadriplegic because you ate fruits and vegetables. Damn, that's crazy. I know someone who become a quadriplegic because they ate fruits and vegetables. Quadriplegia, collapsed spine. These people, you know what I mean? Like it's very, very disrespectful just to joke about. Say, well, I got a collapsed spine. Baby, you don't know what a collapsed spine is. You should not be joking about this shit. You know what I mean? No, you're not even joking. So you're not joking about it. I'm joking about it. You're claiming that's what you've got. You know what I mean? It's just like the women who go, I got raped. No, baby. Just because you changed your mind when your boyfriend found out doesn't mean it's rape. Now all you're doing is discrediting the genuine rape victims. Calling me a rapist or whatever because you don't like me or trying to discredit me or trying to get me attention from me. That just shows you what you're about, people. Those people out there. It doesn't affect me. It affects your credibility because people who have half a brain cell go, yeah, okay. You obviously got jealousy towards Durianrider. All right. The main people the diet were attracted to are those with history of eating disorders. That's true, half true. Because people with eating disorders are looking to be thin. They see me and Leanne, Banana Girl, and they're like, I don't look like that. I'm sick of starving. Help me out. Promises of leanness of unlimited calories, carbohydrate calories, very true. As long as fat and animal products and salt was restricted, because in their words, fat makes you fat, carbs make you lean, so carb the fuck up. True. Salt restrictions more for if you have high blood pressure. And a lot of people who came to our lifestyle have high blood pressure because they're obese, overweight. Okay, so if you are obese, overweight, high blood pressure, you need to restrict your salt until your blood pressure normalizes. And then you can add in as much salt as you feel is okay for your blood pressure. Okay, which is going to be genetic, based on, you know, the many things. Those previously anorexic individuals naturally gained weight, some to the point of being in pain. Well, what does that even mean? You know, what sort of pain? All right, you're being very subjective here. If this was in court and I was the barrister, I mean, I've had my time in court and I've learned my lessons about being accurate, and you know, you got to be accurate with your claims, otherwise you just get discredited. Okay. Consuming their recommended bare minimum of 2,500 calories a day for women. Any issues brought to the pair's attention were diverted to a scantily clad Leanne patting her lean stomach, correct, and refuted by her poor interpretation of Minnesotan starvation experiment to sell their dietary advice and brand. The tired response was given was, you damage your metabolism, so just keep carbing the fuck up and the weight will eventually come off once healed. True. That is fucking true. But baby, you went to KFC and now your arm, your tricep is bigger than my quadricep. Okay? They neglected to mention their followers. And hey, Leanne, Banana Girl, still lean. Me, still lean. You're as big as a house. Okay? Just saying. I wish I could get my arms as big as yours, but I'm not willing to eat that much KFC. Or any KFC, unless it's the vegan chips for that matter. You know? So, you know. Oh my God. They neglected to mention their followers that the participants of the Minnesota starvation experiment didn't refeed and heal on a diet of just carbs, let alone just fruit. That's right, they didn't, but if they did, they wouldn't have got as fat and anemic as they did. Harley and Leanne were staunch followers of a raw fruit-based diet. True. Members weren't even allowed to discuss their intense cravings for a food as benign as sweet potatoes without receiving a warning. That was like maybe for the first year. And then we had the high carb chat section where you could talk about, you know, options, because so here's the thing is you're doing half truths. Right, straight away you mentioned your spinal collapsing, so straight away we know that you're someone who's going to bullshit and exaggerate the truth because you're bitter and spiteful, and because you're as big as a house now and Leanne isn't. So you forget to mention that yes, that was very true at the very maybe the first year or first 6 months, minimum first 6 months, we were very staunch about this is a raw food forum. If you want to talk about cooked food, go elsewhere. But then we're thinking, hang on, why don't we add in a section here where we give people a backup plan, all right? And we tested that backup plan. Well, this backup plan works. Let's put it in there. All right? And then it became 2010 is really when our whole message changed as well. We started saying, hey, add in the starches if you find you can't get enough calories from fruit. So whilst we were staunch followers of a raw fruit-based diet, that was from February 2009 when we started the forum to probably February 2010. Actually, maybe even a bit before that, maybe end of 2008. So we're talking about 11-month period minimum, 6 months. I mean, it's a bit fuzzy for me now. I don't recall 100%, but, you know, there's a year out of how long's the forum been around for now. or 30 Bad was around for like 10 years. So we're talking 10% of the time, roughly, it was staunch raw food. Okay, so you forget to mention that bit. Okay. When the pair could no longer follow the diet themselves, Raw Till 4 was born. I was doing Raw Till 4 back in 2002 when I read a book called Fit for Life. All right, 2001, 2002. Actually, it was 2001 I read Fit for Life. So I was doing Raw Till 4 from 2001 through to October 2005. And October 2005 is when I got onto 100% Raw. So I was doing Raw Till 4 for about 4 years. All right. So I went back to what I was doing beforehand, okay? They continued, because we were starting to travel more, and traveling and getting enough, fruit was just becoming quite challenging, etc. Quality fruit, I should say. So we thought, well, let's go. Let's go. What's the backup plan? What can we do here? And they continue to capitalize on the disorders of others by promoting the same disordered diet, now dressed up with some sort of chippies and salt condiments in the evening. But I mean, if you, baby, here's the thing, Jennifer. If you did my protocols, you would have a stripper body right now. You would have one of the best physiques ever in your area, okay? You would have an amazing physique. Instead, you look massive, man. You are probably type 2 diabetic. No, you definitely are type 2 diabetic. And that's a concern, right? And you'd have a whole host of health issues coming up as well. That's unfortunate. We need to keep in mind that Harley's a cyclist. Cycling is his life. Yes, I am. I am a cyclist. Last year I rode 2,000 kilometers. 2,000 kilometers in a year. I've ridden 2,000 kilometers in a week before. Cycling is his life. It's a big passion of mine for sure. It's not my life though. Cycling is his life, so of course he's going to be lean. Yeah, really? Really? So how do you explain, Jennifer, probably not your real name, all the cyclists out there who ride way more than me, who've been riding longer than me, who are obese, literally obese. They have bellies sticking out. They have arms as fat as yours. And they live on they love the bike. They're riding around everywhere. They ride across Australia, they ride around the world. They do these mile records, etc. And they're obese. They got big fat bellies, big fat arms, big fat ham hock legs, big fat double chins. How do you explain that? I explain it easily. They eat more fat than they burn. So they can't burn off the fat because they come back home. They have their bacon, they have their eggs, they have their fatty stuff, and they live for the fatty food. All right? So yeah, and if they didn't ride, they'd be even bigger. So cycling doesn't make you lean. All right? Cycling helps you burn fat, but if you come home and you eat more fat than you burn on your bike, guess what, fatty? You're going to stay fat. I live in an area that resembles the areas he's from, Adelaide, and lean cyclists are everywhere here. And if asked what their diet is, it's not all carbs. Nobody eats all carbs. This is very alarming. I'm very triggered by, if you claim to be in the scene for 20 years, 2 decades, which knows bullshit, and you're saying these things, all carbs, you eat just all carbs. No one eats just all carbs, all right? Nobody. Mostly carbs, yes. Not all carbs. And really, there's so many cyclists out there, because of my influence, who eat a plant-based diet or a vegan diet, okay? There's so many out there, okay? And maybe they're not staunch vegans, maybe they're 99.9% vegans over the year, but they're influenced by my protocols and they're fucking lean, okay? And his dishonest representation, yeah, you're going to use those words? Jennifer? Dishonest representation of the eating habits of the other cultures, like his statement, Asians eat a low-fat diet, mostly of rice, and they're lean, can easily be refuted by watching some food vlog channels on YouTube like Mark Wiens, Mikey Chen of Strictly Dumpling, and the Best Food Ever review show. Asians don't eat a mostly rice diet. Jennifer, you as big as 3 Asians stuck together. Alright, 3 lean, slim Filipino ladies stuck together, okay? You can't critique my advice. You can't critique Leanne, okay? You cannot, okay? You're trying to say that we're wrong and you're right? Well, how come, you look like a duplex on legs, okay? Come on. I loved your summary, Jennifer, though I never tried it. I remember Freelee's video where she wakes up, drinks water, and goes for several miles of bike ride before she eats anything. Several miles. So what does several mean? Several means 2 or 3. I always wonder how someone with a diet like that is even alive. Wouldn't a diet high in liquids of almost most sodium chloride kill you at some point? I'll tell you what, I've eaten thousands of meals, woken up with Banana Girl Leanne thousands of times. She always has breakfast, alright? Even if it's just a date before she jumps on the bike. Right? Even if we've been out eating pizza all evening long, we wake up, still full from pizza. She'll literally still have a date or 2 or a banana before she gets on the bike for a little ride, you know, of several miles. She never, ever trains fasted. I don't train fasted. We don't recommend training fasted. So that's another fucking lie, okay? Goddamn, you know what I mean? Thank you, Lorne, and I love your name. It's my mum's name too. I remember that video. What? Given things I heard Leanne say, at least one interview, that was the opposite of what she promotes to her followers. There you go. She doesn't do fasted training. Maybe what you didn't see the bottle, what was in her bottle, Gatorade or sugar water, okay? Same with Harley and Douglas Graham. Honestly, I think the diet's track record speaks for itself. I think, Jennifer, your diet record, your diet, your arms speak for your diet, your track record. Surely if he's on testosterone, that makes any diet he advocates null and void, providing he's eating enough calories. He looks lean. Wow. Well, if he's taking testosterone and he reacts favorably to that, the diet he promotes is just irrelevant nonsense. Plus, if he does take in sufficient pea protein each day, which he may do, then that actually isn't low protein at all. He just comes across as a fraud to me. Okay, this is a fair point. But look at my photos before I was using any anabolic steroids, alright? Go back in the day. Go back to my videos. There's probably 1,000 videos or 2,000 videos from 2008 to late 2014 where I was Mr. Natural, okay? What I look like? Lean, okay? Lean. Leaner than I am today. So there you go. Alright. This is the thing, is when you tell people the truth about steroids, you get a small minority of people go, wow, I appreciate your integrity, I appreciate the honesty, I appreciate the journalism. And then you get all the NPCs out there, oh my god, it's a steroid, I can't follow this person anymore, blah, blah, blah. And these are the people who run around fat, sick and nearly dead, making big money for all these industries out there who just prey on them. And they'll shake hands with their doctor and everyone else. Oh, thank you, thanks doc. And they get their toxic medications or whatever, or dodgy surgeries, and meanwhile, over here, trying to help someone out, oh, dude, Durianrider's a fraud, he's a fraud. Seriously, some people's IQ, 10, alright? They might drive a Mercedes, but their IQ is still 10. Alright, thank you, Jennifer, for your warnings and experiences. Durianrider's censorship of people failing on his protocols is like Facebook censoring those who have suffered after the vaccine. How can people judge the true effectiveness of the program when bad results are hidden? Dude, these are not bad results. These are people lying and cheating about what they actually eat. Jennifer said her spine collapsed. Her spine collapsed from fruit and vegetables. Yeah, sure. So you're going to believe someone like that? This is how dumb these people are. So Richie Boogie, he's going, wow, I almost tried that, but luckily I didn't because my spine might collapse just from eating fruits and vegetables. Is the censorship coming from a place of malevolence or delusional altruism? So Richie Boogie, who's got pictures of what looks like caramel peanut butter slice, is he's off the Durianrider protocol now. I'm not trying that. I have one old friend who unfriended me on Facebook for warning about the untested jab around January 2001. 2001, dude, you got your dates wrong. Let's bypass the jab talk. Let's get back on topic. Durianrider says he recently bashed and injured in the neck, so he's not been able to ride or exercise as much as I would like to do. That's true. He claims he's staying lean due to his high carb, low fat diet. This guy's paying attention. Correct. You're on point. He currently, I wouldn't say I was bashed. Bashed for me is like, you don't get a chance to defend. I think bashed for me, what does bashed even mean? What's bashed mean? Let's Google it up. Bashed. I'd say I was sucker punched and attacked from behind. Strike hard or violent. Okay, bashed, yeah. Okay, we'll go with bashed. Assaulted, sucker punched, attacked from behind. All right. His current course: eating plenty of rice and white sugar online with the Walter Kempner diet. Blah blah blah. Denise Minger. I could use Denise Minger. Blah blah blah. And it, anyway, I'm still an omnivore. I'm just trialing a reduction in my generous chocolate consumption to try and euthanize my belly. Okay, so this guy here wants to lose some body fat. Dude, do my protocols. It could be that keeping some saturated fat in the form of mature cheese with its inherent vitamin K. I love how these people justify their fatty food intake. I need a source of inherent vitamin K2. And reducing excess carbs will work better for optimal health and physique without anabolic steroids. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you could take anabolic steroids. You're still going to stay a fat fucker, alright? Anabolic steroids will actually make you fatter than you are now. Why is that? Because you have so much estrogen in your system. If you take testosterone, you're going to aromatize even more estrogen, and you're going to get fatter from taking testosterone. So if your testosterone went up, buddy, you would get even fatter. You would store more fat, and you'd have massively even more edema on you. Your gut would get fatter. Your man boobies would grow even bigger, okay? Never take anabolic steroids unless you are lean. Otherwise, you're going to have so much estrogen in your system. And then people go, well, I'll just take breast cancer drugs like tamoxifen and, Arimidex and stuff. You're great. They're healthy, not. So it's like, there we go, So yeah, we're talking here, blah, blah, blah. And then it's talking about some sunglasses, off topic. Blah blah blah. This is interesting about Freelee and honestly makes sense. So again, this is people who just get they believe shit they read in a forum, just get sidetracked. Sam Yo says even Durianrider disagrees with that. Boom. So this guy's on point. This guy's paying attention. Okay. And then so here we go. So this guy here, he disputes that, but this Jennifer girl doesn't even, she sees it, but she ignores it. I'm sorry your friend, 100% plant-based is challenging enough for many to follow. Yes. Let alone cutting out fat, salt, and restricting protein. At least they stress the importance of eating enough calories, since cutting out such a calorie-dense macros, fat, and all other foods can lead to unintentional calorie restriction. But then when followers consumed the recommended minimum, many gained a ton of fat. Because they had adaptive thermogenesis. Jennifer, you claim to know about the Minnesota starvation experiment, yet you totally ignore adaptive thermogenesis. So you are just coming from a place of emotions and feeling, as you do as a woman, versus logic. Okay? So I understand you are frustrated. You are obese now. You feel frustrated. You see Freelee dancing around in a bikini. You see Natasha, stripper body, dancing around in my videos. You watch them. You'll probably see them here and there. And you feel frustrated that you are as big as a duplex, as big as an F-150, alright? So people see you walking in the footpath, they step aside and think F-150 is coming. Oh, it's not. It's Jennifer. And so you're frustrated. I get that. But take some action, okay? Take some action. I haven't looked at one of Harley's videos in years, so I don't recall if he mentioned this when he talking about diet, blah, 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 blah. So then she goes to talk about, she says that the rice diet is 800 to 1,000 calories a day, alright? You know what I mean? It's just like... So this is a person who just wants to restrict so then they can binge on their fatty shit and use some excuse or whatever. This person, Jennifer will stay obese for life, okay? She'll stay obese for life because even if the truth is rammed down her throat, pun intended, she'll still spit it up and go, no thanks, don't want it, okay? It's just hilarious. It's hilarious, okay? So this girl was doing my protocols, she claims. She was 43 kilos, okay? His spine collapsed. It's just like, fucking hell, man. Okay, so this is what happens is when you take advice from people on forums like this, you lose. You get the results they get. Okay, you get the results they get. You stay obese, or you stay not as fit as you could be. You stay trapped. You get the results they get. Take advice from people getting the results you desire, not the frauds out there who lie about their steroids or what they actually eat, or like people that say, I just do carnivore, and they're smashing fruit and carbs, all right? And you're out there starving yourself on 800 calories a day while they're sitting there back at eating pizza, feasting, You're starving yourself at 800 calories a day, and they're doing 2, 3, 7,000 calories a day, high carb, low fat. They claim they just eat meat. Well, you're starving yourself there, giving yourself colon cancer risk. It's crazy. The rice diet, the original rice diet, was unlimited calories. Unlimited calories, okay? It's called ad libitum. Unlimited calories. Yes, it's been butchered by some new people to... Why? I mean, 800 calories a day. You eat anything. You can eat KFC 800 calories a day. You're going to lose a drastic amount of weight. So it doesn't make any sense, does it? Why would someone want to stay in a hospital setting just eating fruit, rice, and sugar 800 calories a day? And they hate that. Why don't you say 800 calories a day at KFC? If it's just a restriction that works. It wasn't restriction. It was unlimited calories back in the day. Unlimited carb calories on the original rice diet. They got the crazy results, okay? So yeah, this Jennifer girl, this obese one, so again, was kept in success due more to reduction in calories and fat. All I know is there were followers who gained fat in Harleys and lands with fat restricted at high carb minimum, blah, blah, blah. Yes, because they were anorexic. They were anorexic. They'd starved themselves. They were running on high cortisol, okay? And then they enter adaptive thermogenesis. And then they lose that fat and they develop a stripper body, okay? You're not mentioning that, are you? You're not mentioning that. Why is that, Jennifer? Because you have an axe to grind. You have a vendetta, okay? You are jealous of Leanne's bikini body, despite, coming up to age 43, okay? So, yeah. Durianrider claims that any excess carbs get urinated out or heat the body does not seem to work for everybody, unless mass censorship occurs. That is true. The excess carbs, you piss them out. You piss them out. Or it's dietary thermogenesis, okay? We just get hot, you just sweat it out. Now, if you're in adaptive thermogenesis, meaning you've starved yourself, intentionally or unintentionally, your body will retain more fat and mass from all the calories you eat, okay? How do you think a 50-kilo girl, a cheerleader, can go up to 150 kilos? If she starved herself to be at 50 kilos, her body's sitting there. 3, 2, 1, boom, adaptive thermogenesis, okay? Boom, she's going to go up to 100, 150 kilo, okay? Or maybe 70 kilo. But if she's on my protocol, maybe she goes up to 60 kilos, then comes back down, okay? Depends on how hardcore she ran the Adderall. So these people don't understand adaptive thermogenesis, all right? And that's when you deny adaptive thermogenesis exists, you are like showing your IQ is 5. You really think that the human body, with all its hormones, how many hormones are in the human body? We don't even know all the hormones yet. So you really think that calories in, calories out, which is just a fucking fraud, really. No one knows how many calories is in every single meal. Like, how many calories is in these dates? Well, I'll put it in a chronometer, we'll find out. The chronometer's not accurate. You could ash them down, but did you calibrate the machine in the lab properly? All right, you're going to do that every single meal? And let's say you could work out calories, which you can't. If you're eating just whole foods, etc., you can't work out how many calories are in it. Let's say you could. How many calories did you digest in that day? There you go. You can't work that out, ever. How many calories do you need in a day? Nobody can work that out, ever. So calories in, calories out is absolutely flawed. Yes, you can ballpark it, but it might be out 500 calories, might be out 1,000 calories. What do you do then? Run around the block a few more times? It's just calories in, calories out is put out there to create mass disordered eating, to keep people prisoners of their own brains, prisoners of their own egos, prisoners of their own disordered eating. And it runs from the top down to the bottom, okay? Calories in, calories out is the most pernicious, most evil thing you can be believing in, all right? People teach their kids it's a death sentence. It's a life sentence for happiness. It's a death sentence to happiness. So there you go, gang. We've debunked that forum there. It looks to be a person who is just straight up lying. The dates don't add up. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years, and they look like they're 20. You know, it's like I've been doing this for 3 years. I've been doing this for 2 years. It's like the dates don't add up. Okay, smells very fishy there. They got to 36 kilos doing fruits and vegetables. 36 kilo. So raging anorexia going on there. And the thing I'll learn with anorexics is that they rarely will hold themselves accountable for their behavior. And that's just people. Actually, that's just people in general. All right, that's just people in general. But like, I should say, the people who aren't succeeding in life as much as they want to succeed don't hold themselves accountable. Okay, if you want to be successful in life, then like if I want to sell all these shoes quick, put in more work. All right, get the work done. Okay, but I don't no rush to sell the shoes. I just like selling shoes. I just like having shoes around. But if your goal is weight loss, all right, like, what are you doing? Taking advice from anyone else? You just weight loss takes a long fucking time, man. All right, real body transformation takes a long time. It takes months. All right, it takes months. That's a long fucking time. Okay, imagine being months locked in a cage or something. That's a long fucking time. So what are you doing? Just sitting around like wasting hours, man. All right, wasting days. Some people waste years just sniffing around the forums. Oh, I was going to try that, but now I don't know. Just walking around La La Land. Meanwhile, they could have had the stripper body. They could have got rid of the dad bod, right, and look like have an athlete bod, okay? Just, like, it takes time, man. It takes, if you knew how long it's going to take to get the transformation going on, you wouldn't be fucking around with these 30-day transformation bullshit, okay? It takes time. You don't have time to waste. If you think you do, you're dreaming. Right? Life is so short, man. Like every day, like you're missing out on better experiences with your kids, your partner, or whatever, because you're fat. You're fat, and it's fucking your life. All right, get me as your coach. I'm the best out there. Literally the fucking best. There's nobody out there who gets better results than me, and long term. Yeah, you can starve someone down, they go fucking insane, their dick don't work properly, and their libido's fucked, or their mood's fucked, and the kid's like, oh, mum's become a space cadet, and the kids become a crack addict, because the parents don't give enough attention, alright, because the parents are hungry and hangry, and then the kid's like, oh, I was going to hang out with such and such, and they give them attention, then they're getting the drugs and shit. All because the parents are doing some crash fucking diet for weight loss or whatever. You know? It happens all the time. People are like, no, it doesn't, Durianrider. I fucking see it. Alright? This is my life. Cycling's a hobby and cycling's a hobby and a passion for me. But weight reduction, massive drastic weight fat loss, that's my passion. That's my profession. That's my life. That's what I'm the best at. There's no one better in the world than me. Alright? All the other things are shoes, and this is all fun and hobbies and interests. Little side things. Right, that's my gift to society, is getting fat fuckers fit as fuck, alright? If you're sick of having arms so fat, where guys are like, oh, I'm going to close my eyes when I'm having sex with her because it's, oh, damn. And as soon as they come, they're like, oh, fuck, gotta get out of here. As soon as you come to your senses, like, what have I done? You know? If you're sick of guys thinking that, follow my protocols, alright? Same with a girl. If you're a guy and you got a big fat gut, you just got to push it out of the way to suck your dick. You got to hold your gut up, your gut. You know what I mean? She's thinking, oh, this guy's alright. I'm fucking holding this fat up before I can suck his dick. Like, it's just, well, your dick don't work because you got so much fat in your blood. It don't work properly. It's embarrassing, man. It's fucking embarrassing, isn't it? You know, and it's preventable. Okay, it's preventable. Well, if you're so fat, you can't even keep up with your kids. What sort of parent are you? All right? Let me help you. Help yourself. Durianrider.com. It's on the fucking hat. Sounds salesy, but I'm the best out there. There's nobody that compares. And if you know anyone, let me know down below. There's no one.